There we go. So, you can introduce yourself however you like.
My name is Michael. I'm from Scotland. I've lived in Silver City since the year of 9/11. And this is my second bookshop. I had one across the street, and at the end of March they decided they didn't like me anymore. They'd rather have a vacant building. And so I moved across the street here. Oh, Jack Brennan appears in our life. Push! Kick the door! It's Jack Brennan!
Okay, well, I was interviewing him, but he just left to go talk to somebody about a soccer game, so this guy is really cool. I like him a lot.
Pictures, stories, questions.
Let's see. Okay, what part of Scotland are you from?
I'm from Edinburgh. I'm actually from Portobello, which is the seaside for Edinburgh. It's on the Firth. And I lived 5 minutes from a place called Craigmillar Castle, pictures of which I will send you later.
Okay.
And that was where I played when I was a little boy. It will blow your mind. They have dungeons and ramparts. It's a real 13th century castle.
You could just go in? Or did you break it?
You could then. Now they want money. But once upon a time it was just an old ruined castle. Mary Queen of Scots lived there. And escaped from there, apparently. So they say, it's a rumour. But they, it was widely available. Urchins like me could run up there and play. And I spent an enormous amount of my time up there when I was a little boy.
I would too.
Yeah, it was absolutely fabulous. You know, you could go into the place. They had dungeons. You go down into the dungeons, go up onto the ramparts, and you could see everything.
That's
It
incredible.
was a real castle.
I would roleplay so much and just like.
So if you give me an email before you go, I will send you pictures and a little story about Craigmillar Castle.
Yeah, for sure. Let me write it down real quick.
Let's do it when we're finished.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've broken into a Kmart before. It was
You broke into a Kmart?
Well, it was in Texas where I used to live.
Can I quote you on that? You broke into a Kmart.
It was abandoned. So it was just this empty building, and I wanted to go see inside, and it was really creepy. The alarm went off too, and I
say again. The alarm went off.
Yeah.
Did you flee?
Yes. But then I came back, and I was very brave because I wanted proof.
How old were you?
12.
Good. Would you do it today?
Yeah.
Excellent. No change. That's good.
No
you can grow old, but you should never grow up. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Got to keep that wonder. Okay. Let's see. So, I guess I should probably move on with the interview. So, how has Silver City changed since the time you were first living here?
Not much at all. I came here in 2001, and there were about 9,300 people then. There's about 9,300 people now. So some of them have gone, and some have arrived, and some have died. But no, I mean, the galleries change. They come and they go. The restaurants come and go. There are 4 bookshops, which is a definite improvement over when I got here, when there was only one, which is Dennis's place next door. No, I don't really think it's changed that much at all. I don't think as much in the world has changed in terms of a lot of things between 2001 and now. Like cars haven't changed that much. Clothes haven't changed that much. Not much has changed at all. But the galleries have come and gone. No, I don't think so at all. Yeah.
Do you visit art galleries often?
Oh, all the time, yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I love art. It's one of my favourite things in the whole world.
Yeah.
I have a huge art section.
That's cool. Is it out in the back?
It's in the back, yeah.
Cool.
You can take pictures of it later. You can kind of like hang out there if you want to too.
Yeah, I love
but
going
yeah,
to
we
galleries.
love art. I don't like modern art. That repulsive picture that they found around the corner should have been burned on sight. It's not what. Do you know the story of Manzanita Ridge and the de Kooning? Well, you should ask Mr. McIntosh. He'll tell you all about it.
Okay.
And I've got a postcard of it. I'll show you a little bit later. And the very idea that somebody would want to spend $40 million on that, I could think of lots of things to spend $40 million on. You know.
Yeah, like feeding people that need it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Feeding people that need it.
Yeah, I adore modern art when it comes to the expression and the freedom of it, because I mean, if you look at like the Renaissance and just stuff like that, it's like the lines. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful for sure, but like I think artists, it's just so valuable to be able to just kind of like have your like guts out on the canvas and just kind of. But in the terms of like selling it for that much money, I really just. No.
Have you been to the new exhibit up at Karen's place, the Light Art Space?
Is it some of those pieces with like tar and
No, these are diaphanous. They're incredibly beautiful. This is her year end. This is like art space up the street on the left hand side, next to the Lotus Centre. And she and her cohort, whose name is Carmen, have decided that the last exhibit for the year is going to be of their stuff, and it's really luminous. It's really quite lovely. All year she has to show other people's stuff, which is good, bad, and indifferent. But her stuff is captivating. You'll understand why when you see the pieces hanging and fluttering in the wind. Would you prefer to be a vampire or a werewolf?
The vampire, for sure. They're much
Why?
cooler. Because
Do you
they
know that werewolves can kill vampires?
No.
According to Herschel Walker, the guy who just lost the Senate seat in Georgia, you can actually Google Herschel Walker. I'll show you how to do this before you go. And vampires, and this is why he lost the Senate seat, because
he said the wrong thing.
Stupid speech to people who looking at him thinking, really? You believe in vampires and werewolves and you want to be one? And so he lost.
Who wouldn't want to be one? They're amazing and goth, and you
Which?
know they have
The vampires or the werewolves?
vampires because they.
Yeah, I
got
think I'd rather be a
beautiful robes.
vampire than a werewolf.
Yeah, they have like
They have better
legality.
clothes. You know,
Yeah,
they have
werewolves don't
style.
have clothes. Yeah.
Style is what they have. Plus, they sleep in coffins, which seems very snug. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that being a vampire wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
Did you read the Twilight series?
I haven't. No.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, I don't really want to.
No,
Honestly,
because it's
just,
about vampires in conflict with werewolves, and we can't have that.
and toxic relationships too. And gaslighting.
Again?
And toxic relationships too.
Oh, they have. Well, do you expect to have anything other than a toxic relationship with a vampire or werewolf?
No.
Really? What a good. I have a really solid relationship with my vampire lover. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
What a thought.
You have all your boundaries established, and
We do.
Definitely. Oh, you know, I haven't answered what my favorite book is. Oh, and also what I'm reading. So I'm reading partly Great Expectations by Dickens.
Yeah.
And also A Far Sunset. I forgot the author of that one. And also, what was Borderlands by Azaldua. So, yep.
Good. And are those for pleasure or for school?
So, Great Expectations and A Far Sunset is for pleasure, but then for school, it's
You're reading Great
ET.
Expectations for pleasure. I'm so pleased by that. That's the kind of thing that makes booksellers really very pleased, you know. It does.
fuzzy
you
on
know.
the inside.
Oh, fuzzy is the word. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the copy. I have to show it to you sometime. It's amazing. Like when you open it, it's from I think it was made in like 1948. That's how old it is. And there's this beautiful like inscription on the inside where this headmaster is giving this student who is in love with reading the book, and it's they have like really flipped like frayed edges and stuff, and like it's beautiful like
Oh,
handwriting.
sweet. That's lovely. Where'd you get it?
It's like a family heirloom.
Oh, good. Excellent. You should write a little piece inside it for the next person who sees it.
I should.
Yeah. People used to do that all the time. They don't do it anymore.
They should.
I really am happy when I find, little comments inside books. And I do quite a lot.
Yeah.
I get a lot of paper in books sometimes. People talking to each other.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love reading a book that somebody else has annotated, seeing other little thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. Annotations are very famous.
Yeah. Well, anyways, wow. Okay, this is going to be a long video.
How do you edit it? Do you put it on a machine? Do you have a piece of software on your computer?
Yeah. I just transport the files and I just trim and split and.
Oh, good.
Put,
Good.
yeah.
How long is it going to be when you show it to the class?
I don't know. It depends on
Is
if
it usually?
maybe like 10
I see.
minutes or so.
Good, so we have plenty of time.
Yep. Okay, let's see. So, I tried to make some of the questions a little more specified to you. So, by owning a bookstore in Silver, how have you experienced and gotten to know the literary community, both now and in the past?
Not as much as I wanted to. They have the Southwest Festival of the Performing Word, and when I was across the street, I had some of them come and do reading one year, but other than that, I don't seem to have had much to do with them at all. I have lots of people who come in here, a lot more now than I used to when I first started, and they come here and book clubs buy books to read. I buy books for them to buy, to read. There's 4 bookshops in town. and I do okay. I do a lot of business. I'm attached to the hotel, and I'm down the street from the Murray, and so a lot of the business that I do comes from people who are staying in the hotels. It's a strange thing, but people leave their towns in, like San Diego and Colorado and Florida, where they never go to bookshops, so they can come to a place like this and go to the bookshop and buy books. I'm really pleased about that.
Yeah, definitely. It's very, very cool. Downtown is so alive here. I moved, so I'm living in Members right now, and I moved there about 4 years ago. So, yeah, but I love being able to just, like, walk around here and just, like, breathe in all the life and stuff, because it was so dead, where I'm from.
It's fabulous in Members.
Yeah.
Do you go on the river much?
Oh, yeah. Almost, like, every weekend, any afternoon that I have time, I just,
Do you have a dog?
I
2 dogs?
Yes.
What are they?
Well, they're mutts, but they're adorable. One of them has a huge beard. Like, it's very dirty.
What's his name?
Bella. It's a she.
It's a she with a beard?
Yes.
Tut, tut. The other one.
Yeah, and so Simba.
Suma.
Simba.
Simba is a really nice name.
Yes.
It's a name from the Lion King, isn't it?
Yeah, because he looks like a little lion.
Does he really?
He's golden and he has the shawl.
Splendid. And do you bring them into town much?
No, not much actually.
If you ever do, you should bring them in and show them to me.
Yeah, for sure. They're
That'd be
wonderful
lovely.
dogs.
I like that.
They're really cute.
Good.
Yeah, so we go out into the mountains a lot. Alright. Do you think there has been tension and conflict between ethnic groups in Silver City during your lifetime? Has the tension increased or decreased?
Once upon a time, there was a man who lived here. His name was Jim Cohn, and he lived here for a really long time. He was here in the 70s and the 80s and the 60s. And he told me that there was a great deal of tension and unpleasant interaction between ethnic groups when he first came here. In all the time I've lived here, this has not been the case at all. No is the answer. One of the things that delights me here is that everybody gets along. This is an astonishingly welcoming town where everybody is welcome and happy. I will note that I've seen, in the time I've been here, a lot of people come here from places like, say Cleveland, Cincinnati, and the East. And they come here and they go out into the Mimbres and they get a piece of property, and then they discover it's 45 minutes to town on a good day, and they leave. They go back where they came from, where they have symphonies and museums and theatres and stuff. And that's why it is that the Mimbres, turns over population, and it makes it decent and interesting to look at. But no, I don't think so. Other people think that is the case, that there's, ethnic conflict. But I don't see it at all. And I have to say, I spend most of my time downtown. I live up next to the Montessori school, so my interaction with people over toward the school level, over where the high school is, which is where most of the people who are in conflict live with each other. But no, I don't see this at all.
Cool.
But when I first came here, I lived in the forest in a tent for a year when I first came here, and I would come down and I had a locker in the rec center where I would shower and do stuff like that, and I would go up to the 3rd floor of the library where all the couches are and the carols are. Never anybody there. Perfect place to go read. Best view in all of Silver City, and no students ever. You'd never know it was a university.
Do you go to the public library here much?
I do. I don't go as much as I used to. But yeah, I was there the other day. I like the library. It's my favorite place in the whole world.
Yeah, I love it. All the like the light fixtures and things that they have, and it's really cool. Yeah, I'm there a lot of the time.
Do you ever go to Bayard?
The Bayard Library? They have a nice library there.
They have a really nice library. It's not that old either. I remember when they built it. They have a really nice librarian. Her name is Sonia. She's a nice woman. Yeah, libraries are exceptionally special places to me. When I was 12, I used to get my bicycle and ride all the way up to the library in Edinburgh, which was the main children's library, and shelf books. And 2 of the librarians there, who were maiden librarians, took me to see my first film at night in long pants, which was Lawrence of Arabia, and they bought me a hot dog. I'd never had a hot dog before. It's quite wonderful.
That's cool.
Yeah, I adore librarians. Nothing better than librarians.
They're so just like catering, and just like hospitable,
They're like surrogate mothers, but you can leave them behind. You know, there's a lot to be said for that.
That's
You know,
interesting.
I mean, this crew over here are really nice people too. You know? Do you know Lillian Galloway?
No.
So she's on leave now. She has another baby, and librarians with babies are the best sort of thing because they teach the kids to read, and then they teach other people to read. It's just perfect. You know, we should continue.
Okay.
I'll sit and talk all day. It's just one of those things.
Okay. Who has inspired you the most in Silver City and historically too?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Who has inspired me most in Silver City? Could you pause that a minute? Let me think about this. Sure, Paula Geisler. Paula Geisler used to teach art up at the university, and she lives in the oldest house in town. Although that is disputed. There's another woman who lives over here who says hers is the oldest house in town. And I'm friends with both of them, and I take no sides.
Yeah, fair.
But Paula, if you go visit her, she has a pond in the backyard, and she's got trees, and she's a truly delightful person. And I'd say that I have been inspired by her. What's really interesting about Paula is that, 10 years ago, she was going to die.
What?
Yeah, she was firmly convinced she was on her last legs. You know, she was getting ready to kick off and go away.
Oh.
And suddenly she found renewed interest in art. And 10 years later, she's making art. She's making movies, she's opening, and she's got lots of vitality, and all of that nonsense about kicking the bucket has gone away. It's really quite wonderful.
Good.
That's absolutely inspiring.
That's
you
what I
have
want to
no
be,
idea.
you know, when I'm 85.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
something, of course.
She's in her 70s, I guess. She could be in her 50s. She looks better today than she looked 10 years ago, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
You know, 10 years ago, she looked like she was getting ready to die. Oh, I'm going to
Oh, my
die.
goodness.
And now she's not.
Purpose and creation kind of do that
That's
to you.
it, right? So she makes stuff. She's got a cat called Pearl, who's older than you. And frogs. She's on her second generation frogs.
That's so funny
It's
to
quite
me.
delightful. There's pictures of them. They're adorable.
Yeah, of course. I love
And she's got a
frogs.
fabulous fig tree.
You know, that's interesting. My name, it's biblical, you know, because my mom believes in that. And it means house of figs.
What, Beth?
Bethany, that's my full
All right. That means House of Figs?
name.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh. That makes you a fig.
Yeah.
That's decent. We like figs.
I love figs. They're good.
Do you like green ones or black ones?
Black ones are good.
I do too.
I haven't had green ones.
She has green ones.
Ooh.
If you're good, she'll give them to you next year. But they have black ones even as we speak in the co-op.
Hey, I might go get one. All right. Oh, this question is not actually relevant because you weren't here
When
you
was
were
that?
a teenager.
When
So-
I was a teenager, I was not here.
You were not here.
I was in London when I was a teenager.
How about what are some of the big New Mexico news events you've heard just during your years here?
Oh, I don't know. Big New Mexico news events. Well, I arrived here in the year of 9/11, which was really dreadful. I was living in the forest then. Not much happens in New Mexico. It's one of the reasons we like it here, you know. We had a flood here 5 or 6 years ago. Not here, but up in Glenwood. It was pretty dreadful. No, I don't think there's anything I can think of in New Mexico. It's generally not the kind of place where people run around shooting each other constantly, which is really
God.
nice to know.
What about like Silver City, maybe? Like big things that have happened?
It's really nice to see all of the wonderful murals that the Youth Mural Association is responsible for. I was across the street, my shop was across the street, and I watched them do the one on the wall over there over the space of the time. It was like 13 weeks they did it.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely fabulous.
Which one do you mean?
The
Is it
Greta
the,
Thunberg one across the street over there. On the wall.
Oh, yeah, that one is
Right,
amazing.
so my shop was across the street until March. Then they evicted me, and now it's an empty storefront.
Being
full-
used wonderfully, of
Being
course.
used wonderfully, exactly. Thank you, Smith Real Estate. No, I think this is one of the reasons I like living here is it's a really easy place to live, Beth. You know, nothing major happens. It's a very pleasant place. I get to go up into the Gila, and I go foraging for mushrooms. I take people in the autumn sometimes,
Mm.
and we go off and find mushrooms up in the Gila. Edible mushrooms, not psychedelic.
Oh, okay, okay. I was thinking those.
Nope, afraid not. But we have really good edible mushrooms here, and so from the 4th of July until the end of August, beginning of September, there's lots of really nice stuff up there. We bring it down here, we clean it, we cook it, we eat it. It's
Very nice.
good.
I love mushrooms. You know,
I do too.
I just eat them raw sometimes. They're so good.
You mean the ones you buy in the supermarket?
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad to hear it, because you shouldn't really eat the ones that you find in the wild raw,
Oh, no, very
because you
careful.
might pop off then. And we'll
Whoa.
be saying, you remember Beth? Yeah, she was okay until she ate that phalloides mushroom, the big, nice, big white one. You know, the one that Alice ate?
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
No.
Alice in Wonderland?
She ate a mushroom that made her big, and she drank a potion that made her small. You didn't read it?
I haven't read it.
What a dreadful thing.
I
You're
know.
reading books about people killing each other, but you've never read Alice in Wonderland.
I know.
It's dreadful.
My education, it's ruined.
It's dreadful. You can read it. Well, it doesn't take that long. You know.
Yep. Let's see. What has been the most important change for the good in your lifetime? That's a big one.
On April Fool's Day 1989, the most significant day of my adult life, I stopped smoking.
There we go. Nice. Good for you. What's a book you've read that has had the most important impact on you?
Catch-22,
Ooh, I haven't read it.
my favourite book. I found it in a jail cell when I was 14 years old. I had a picture of Yossarian on the front like this. And it said, once you've read this book, you'll never be the same again. And I was never the same again.
Wow. And why is that?
Why? Oh, because it makes you think about how silly the world and people are. And it doesn't make things nearly as significant as the people who are acting in them think they are, you know. Plus, it's full of all kinds of fabulous people. And they made a film of it, which is really good. We didn't think it was good when we saw it first, but now we think it's fabulous because it's been like 50 years since they made it, and it's much better now. Have you ever read it?
I haven't.
I will give you a copy to